Hey everyone, Coach Liz here. I hope you guys are having a fantastic week, and I'm just really excited about what I want to share with you today. So my kids just started school again, and it's almost like a new year. Like at the beginning of the year, I love to set new goals. With my kids, we talk about what they want to accomplish during the school year, but with myself, it's just a great time to recommit to some of my goals and set some specific goals that I want to accomplish going into fall. So I challenge you guys to do the same. But today I want to talk to you about one very important way to retrain your brain from bad habits. We all have them. They're just normal things that we've gotten in the habit of doing, like maybe stress eating. Maybe it's like biting your nails or binge watching Netflix, or maybe think about a couple bad habits that you have in your life. Now I'm going to talk about how to retrain those habits for healthier habits. Number one, it's good to be aware of emotions and to ask yourself, am I blasted? Am I bored, lonely, angry, sad, tired, excited, or depressed? Those are good indications that you're emotionally eating if you're feeling one of those emotions. Now, if you have a habit based on an emotion, then that's called a trigger, something that triggers that habit. So when we recognize that we're emotional, that we're doing these because of an emotion, that's a good time to stop, recognize that, and then change that habit. It's just about retraining your brain, building new roads in your brain on how you deal with that emotion. So, for example, I used to be a stress eater, chocolate specifically. About dinner time, when all of my kids were just like hungry and cranky and we were busy trying to get places, I could feel my stress rising. And I just would always crave chocolate. I always thought chocolate was going to fix it. I thought, where's the chocolate chips? And I just needed chocolate. And then I just recognized that that's a habit that I was doing, and I started to retrain that habit. So now when I feel the stress rising, I take a couple deep breaths. I go and have a big glass of water. I just chug like 32 ounces of water, fill up my tummy, and it gives me a second just to like take a few breaths and refocus. And then I decide that I'm going to do something different. Get out of the kitchen. A craving's going to go away in about 20 minutes, whether you feed it or not. So it's just about distracting yourself. And sometimes it means sitting with the uncomfortable, that you really want something. And pretty soon you strengthen that brain muscle to get your mind off of those cravings faster. But here's a great thing that you can do. You can make a stress menu. I want you to grab a pen and paper and make a list of things you can do when you're bored. What are some things that you could do when you're bored that would be like relaxing to you, or you'd be really happy to get done? So maybe there's a pantry that you need to, maybe not the pantry, maybe there's a closet that you could clean out, or some drawers, or maybe washing your windows or going and weeding. Like, maybe to-do lists are really great when you're bored. So things that you could do when you're bored. What about when you're tired? Take a nap or like do something relaxing. What about when you're sad or lonely? What could you do instead of eating when you're feeling sad or lonely or depressed? That might be like taking a hot bath, calling a friend, going for a walk. Finding a way to connect is great when you're feeling lonely. What about when you're like in a social situation? What could you do instead of mindlessly eating? Maybe thinking about giving a compliment to everyone that you're with, or like just asking questions. That's a great thing. So think of those: bored, lonely, angry, sad, tired, excited, depressed. So when you're in those situations, what could you do in place of what you were doing before? And that's what I call my stress menu. So you could start just by doing a whole list of like relaxing things, to-do list things. And when you're feeling that emotion, like a craving, come on, go have a big glass of water and tell yourself, yeah, I could have that, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to do something off of this list first, and then maybe I'll have those chocolate chips or whatever it is. Get yourself out of that situation. Go do something for about 20 minutes, and you will be surprised how you start retraining those habits. Now I don't even think about chocolate chips when I'm stressed. It like seems so crazy to me to go stuff my face with chocolate chips when I'm stressed, where before that was just the normal. But I've retrained my brain of how I manage stress, what I do when I'm feeling stressed. So that's my challenge for you, is I want you to identify a few triggers that you have and make your list of things you can do in place of those, and then get busy retraining your brain, and you will be amazed at how you can do it. Those cravings, that doesn't define you. That's not who you are. Those are just habits that you kind of picked up, and you can retrain those. So that's my challenge. Have a great week. We will talk to you next week.